Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis R. Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about reincarnation because I get a lot of questions around it, especially because I do or have done, I'm taking a pause right now, but have done past life regressions for the past 12 years in my practice as a modality to help my clients. And for many, reincarnation is a fascinating topic to learn about and is a strongly held belief about the destiny of the soul for many people. That not only does the soul have numerous lives, but also that the soul returns lifetime after lifetime. For others, there is a consistent belief that there is only one life that a person lives, and the ultimate landing place is either heaven or hell. And when in reality, there really is not a heaven or hell. Our soul ascends towards God. In 2008, I just happened upon a training course for past life regression hypnotherapy. And as I look back, this was the time that my psychic gifts were opening up. So that was, 2008, 12 years ago. And at the time, this training made itself known to me. It's kind of showed up. And I was like, that sounds interesting. I think I'd like to learn about that. And it was really just for my education. And I had no idea how pivotal past life regression hypnotherapy would be in my work with my clients. I applied to attend this regression training, and I got word that I was accepted. And I really didn't even think twice about it because, you sign up for trainings, you pay, and you go. I really didn't think that, like I said, I wouldn't go. And as with all training courses, the acceptance was quite easy, and this wasn't any different for me. So the training was held in Rhinebeck, New York at the Omega Institute for Higher Learning. And if y'all haven't explored that place, the Omega Institute, you can find it online. And if you're in process of your spiritual evolution, want to learn more about all sorts of different things, they have amazing experiences there for you to have, amazing things for you to learn about your own process of spiritual evolution and your spiritual growth. And so anyway, I went there and I didn't realize that this experience was going to be so life-changing for me. So I planned my trip for the 5-day training and hopped on a flight to head to New York. And when I got to the Omega Institute, I realized that it was very earth-based, something that I was not aware of, which was fantastic, the facility, complete with cabins, bookstore, and a community meal hall where everyone would join for vegan meals and mutual sharing of ideas and discoveries. We would all just find new people to sit with at these community tables. Nature was everywhere, trees all around, birds, animals, everything. And I couldn't have imagined a better place to learn about past life regression hypnotherapy than this. Dr. Brian Weiss is known as the guru of past life regression hypnotherapy, and he was training us for the 5-day intensive. As a psychiatrist by trade and a therapist who incorporated hypnotherapy into his treatment of his patients, his life changed with one client who, while under hypnosis, traveled back in time spontaneously to a previous life, and then many other lives after. In all, I believe his book, Many Lives, Many Masters, mentions this woman remembered about 85 lifetimes over the course of her work with Dr. Weiss. And he was fascinated, and he recorded all these sessions with her. The very first session he had with her, as you'll read in the book, he didn't really know what was going on. All of a sudden, she accessed this different lifetime. So it was by, I guess, default that he became aware of past life regression hypnotherapy. After all, he really operated from the psychiatric medical model, where medication, of course, was used, diagnostic criteria were met, and that's how we treated clients. Um, and so she was both male and female, adult and child, and many other roles as a human being who, like I said, held many positions and roles in her soul's lives. Dr. Brian Weiss has written several books on the topic, I think like 5, maybe he's got 6, and has authored recordings where you can experience your own 45-minute past life regression hypnotherapy session using his guidance on his CD. So if you're interested in learning about PLR, look him up, get his books, get the recordings. It's absolutely, they're just fascinating. It's amazing at the same time. Each day we would be regressed twice during our trainings for several hours at a time in a group setting. People from around the world attended this training, people who couldn't speak English, and from the farthest reaches around the globe, Russia, France, Japan, Sweden, America, Africa, and I can't even begin to name all the places where people hailed from at this training. It was simply magical to meet all of these beautiful souls. I later found out that over 2,000 people had applied for the 127 spot training that I attended. And I also found out that the attendees were handpicked by Brian Weiss. So it was of no coincidence that I was to be there. I was supposed to be there. He had picked me in that training, and that I was meant to not only learn about my own past lives, which I found I had accessed about 6. And I also, of course, learned how to facilitate past life regression hypnotherapy with my clients, but that it would also prove to be an invaluable tool in my toolbox as a therapist. I've used past life regression hypnotherapy to help clients understand relationships, illness, mental health challenges, phobias, fears, grief, loss, failures, areas where they're stuck in their lives, and many other earthbound challenges that the soul experiences. In this lifetime, I can make clear connections to the karmic debt that I have needed to settle from past lives that happened in this lifetime. That debt in all experiences has been very, very challenging for me to repay. And upon each experience, unbeknownst to me, these were karmic debt experiences that my soul pre-scheduled for me to experience. Only later, and with the help of some very gifted psychic colleagues and friends, did I figure out that all of these experiences were birthed out of my soul's need to be cleansed, especially cleansed of past behavior that I've had and soul learning that needed to be done so that I could ascend higher as a spiritual being here on this earth, which is why we are all here, by the way. Reincarnation is the belief that we as souls and soul beings come back in the physical form time after time after time to re-experience the physical vibration, the human body, that's the physical vibration, to learn lessons. As a soul incarnates, you as a soul incarnate, but this physical earth is just one way or school of many that you'll experience your learning. There are different types of schools, y'all, many different star systems, galaxies, realms, and planets to learn from, and this Earth School is just one of them. One of the most fascinating things about the work that I've done is I've had many beings come to me who are from different galaxies and star systems and different dimensions. I've had aliens come. I've had Pleiadians come. I've had people who are from the 14th and 15th dimensions, very, very, very highly wise human beings. And God has given me the opportunity to work with them to help them understand their purpose as a human in this lifetime. So people who have crossed over have shared that when you think of this, that means that the souls that have passed have shared information with me, with other mediums, that when you think of this, the Earth School, that the Earth world is just one grain of sand on a beach. We tend to come back and revisit this school, Earth, to learn many lessons. We also tend to come back with soul groups and soul families. So your friends and families already have a kinship and connection with you when you come back to learn these lessons. It's like somebody says to you, let's go take a class together. And you say, okay, let's do it. Every soul learns different aspects of themselves and each other. And often the hardest lessons to learn are with family, because they represent you and you represent them. It is the emotional connection that makes it so hard. I'm sure many of you have experienced that. We come back for soul growth, and we pick before we incarnate, otherwise called pre-incarnation. We sit in between lifetimes and work with our guides and teachers and really calculate and go through a blueprint. And we see what is really the perfect time for our soul to come back and go through various experiences which we need specifically for our soul growth. Grief, loss of children, divorce, financial failure, if you're lonely in life. These are some of the lessons that we've come back to learn on Earth. Sometimes you'll learn it in previous lifetimes, and sometimes you won't. But your inner knowing and inner awareness knows when you have learned the lesson, or if you need more opportunities to learn what you need to. So if in a lifetime you decide to kill someone, for example, and then once you pass and then you look back and you realize it wasn't the right thing to do, you will set up karma for the next lifetime and a pattern for your soul. And the next time, and in the next lifetime, and it may be a lifetime that's immediately after the one that you've had. It could be centuries later. It could be a few lifetimes later. You will come back, and there will be a situation where you can again reflect on a decision. Should I kill this person, or should I forgive them? And there might be another way out than using violence or force. If you choose an alternative, this could clear up your karmic debt from the previous lifetime. It is ingrained in your soul to mature as your soul matures, to have an understanding. It may take one or several lifetimes to learn that lesson. Earth School is of many levels. For example, there are souls who are highly evolved, and these souls who are light beings who have been through this earth and other planets and star systems, and they just come back here to teach others, to heal others, and to help others. I don't know about you, but I've met them. And I will say, this is humbly said, many people have experienced me as that, from a different galaxy, different dimension, and someone who has come back to help and heal others. Then there are souls who return to Earth, and they are still like a kindergartner with a lot to learn to understand themselves and the souls around them. For those of you who feel like you have been on your spiritual journey and have spiritually matured, you can see the difference when you encounter somebody who is at a lower level or lower grade. And that's just fine. We've all been there and done that. With reincarnation, we tend to come back with the same families and souls to learn various lessons or aspects of the same lesson. Have you ever met somebody for the first time and felt like you've known them before the moment that you met them or saw them? This is the soul connection that I'm talking about. For example, let's say you're a parent who in this lifetime, God forbid, loses a child. You might question, how could God do this to me? Well, did you ever think that maybe in a former life you left early and that soul had to learn what it was like to have to lose you as a child? And it had to go through the whole experience of losing a child. And now, in this lifetime, it is switched around, and you have to learn from the other side of the coin. Full circle, that is what reincarnation is about. Think of it as you have to learn all aspects of yourself to make that circle complete and round, as your soul exists on several different levels to do that. Each lifetime, I want you to consider, is like a play, and we take on different roles: mother, father, child, male, female, grandparent, grandchild, any other roles you could possibly think of: slave, owner, righteous person, beggar, and accompany different positions and roles in our lifetimes. In these characters, we interact in various situations to learn, again, different aspects of ourselves and each other. That's what all of this is about. Everything in your life is purposeful and useful. You can only learn something by going through it. So when your lifetime is finished and you go behind the stage to try and influence and help those other characters who are left behind, you really don't go far. You are back there waiting until the rest of the players are done with that show, and then you all come back together. I hope you have found today's episode interesting. To me, this is one of the most fascinating things to talk about and to do, and every single past life regression that I have facilitated is beyond words. It's so fascinating and amazing to hear how people have connected. And I know there's another podcast episode that I did about past life regression specifically. So feel free to go back and listen to that because I do share certain vignettes and case studies that I've had that really validate that everybody is connected time and time and time again. If you have any inklings or remember past lives, seek someone out. Seek the CDs out from Dr. Brian Weiss. You can also go on his website or look up in your local town who some past life regression hypnotherapists are, and have that experience. I right now I have paused doing them, and I actually have a waiting list. So if there's a time where I resume them, and you are interested, I will certainly reach out. But I wish you a wonderful day. I hope this episode has helped you get clarity about your soul and why you're here, and really kind of what this lifetime and all the other lifetimes are about. Have a blessed day, a wonderful week, and as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.